Hey, I'm Rochelle. I'm the beauty and the comedic relief.
And I'm Bridget, the brains of the operation.
Come with us across Alberta where we show you some of the best people and places.
There might be some mess-ups and dumb jokes along the way, but we promise it'll be a lot of fun.
Hi everyone. We're here at Lash Studios, and we're going to be interviewing Sarah for her little lash business. Actually, I think it's pretty big, but it's going to be a fun time. I love getting my lashes done. I hope that she has some room for me because I want to get my lashes done. So it's going to be a fun time.
Come on in with us.
Hi everyone. So we're just going to start off with your name.
My name is Sarah.
And what do you do?
I am a lash artist.
And so tell me a bit about yourself.
So I was born in Philippines and my family migrated to Canada when I was about 2 years old. And then I made the move from Vancouver to Edmonton 10 years ago and no regrets.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And so how long have you been doing lashes?
I've been doing lashes for about a year and a half.
And so what made you want to start doing lashes initially?
So I've always been really fascinated about all things beauty, and I feel like it's something that my friends and I really bonded over. So I'm like, why not make a career out of it?
Yeah, 100%. Especially like nowadays, it's so big.
Right?
And so did you start your business in Vancouver or did you start it here?
I started it here.
And so how was that kind of adjustment like moving from a BC company to an Alberta company?
Honestly, it didn't really make much of a difference because I feel like I've always been in the beauty industry, so it was really easy to network from both cities. Yeah.
And so were there any challenges you didn't expect when starting a company?
I think the biggest challenge I had as a home-based business was implementing rules and policies.
Yeah.
Because I feel like the interaction between my clients and I is so personal, and over time they become your friends, right? So I definitely had to set some boundaries there.
Yeah. I think that's very smart. Probably a lot of people don't think like that, but you're 100%. You're like spending 2 hours or an hour and a half up close and personal with these people. You become friends and then the lines kind of blur together, which can be hard. And so what has been your biggest success in your company?
Definitely my loyal clientele. I have a lot of regulars, which I'm super grateful for, that, like I said, became friends over time. So.
Yeah. And so do you have any advice for someone wanting to start a business or a studio?
My advice would be is to definitely just stay consistent and yeah,
just stay consistent.
Yeah, just stay consistent.
Yeah.
And take breaks because mental health breaks are super important too. So
that is. I'm glad you said that because you're 100% right, especially if like you're so passionate about your work.
Exactly.
It is hard to kind of step back and be like, I love what I'm doing and I'm having so much fun, but like mentally right now I can't.
Right.
But I'm glad you said that. And so what kind of styles do you do for lashes?
I do hybrids, volumes, and mega volumes, but I specialize in textured wispy sets.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And so can you tell if anyone doesn't know what that is? Like, what does that kind of look like on the eye?
It kind of resembles a strip lash. So I love the idea of the strip lash effect without having to glue them on every day.
Yeah. And so do you have a favorite lash style that on yourself and then one to do on others?
Definitely the strip lash style. Yeah, 100%.
And so is there some way that someone can prep before coming to you?
So I always tell my clients to come with a bare face, no makeup, oil-free face products, just because it'll like cause them discomfort. Yeah. And definitely to dress comfortable because you're going to be laying there for a couple hours. So.
Yeah. And so you do my sister's lashes
I do.
all the time.
Yeah.
And she's allergic to almost like every lash glue.
Right.
Is that something that you should kind of like, do you test before?
Absolutely. So when she first came in, she did tell me that she had allergies prior to from before. So I did a patch test on her and she had a little reaction. I did some research and I found a glue that had an ingredient that I found that everyone was allergic to. Yeah. So I just got a glue that didn't have that ingredient and tried it on her and it worked perfectly fine.
Oh, wow. Yeah. So you like go above and beyond for people. That's really nice.
Yeah.
And do you have any tips on how to make your lashes last longer or how to kind of take care of them?
Yes, definitely keep them clean. Lash baths are super important. That's definitely the key to retention.
So what is a lash bath?
So a lash bath is basically, you take your lash shampoo and you kind of just,
Oh, so just like washing.
Yeah, you basically just bathe them and like brush them with either a spoolie or a lash brush, and then rinse them and then dry them and then
Okay, I didn't know that was a thing. I've had lashes multiple times and like I kind of got them from someone's just like, I need a model. I'm like, I'll do it. Let's do it right now.
Yeah, I'll give you one after this. So,
say no more. Perfect. And so how long does it usually take for a fresh set?
A fresh set would probably take me about 2 to 2.5 hours. Yeah.
Yeah, and how much is a fill?
For fills, I usually take about 1.5 hours to 2 hours. Sometimes an hour. It really depends how many natural lashes my client has.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And so do you offer any other services besides lashes?
No, I am just strictly focusing on lashing right now,
And are you accepting any new clients right now?
Yes, I am.
Okay, perfect. I really wanted to know that on the way there. Everyone? And if you could open like a boutique anywhere in the world, where would it be?
Honestly, as much as I want to say Edmonton because I am home-based here, I would prefer Vancouver just because it's my hometown, and I think it'd be cool opening up a salon where I grew up. So
100%, yeah. And I feel like there's a lot of, like you'd have a lot of clients there as well.
Exactly.
And so what is the best part of your job?
The best part of my job is definitely meeting new people from different walks of life and just getting to know them and becoming friends with them over time.
And so, if you don't mind me asking, how many clients do you have right now?
I get about 3 to 4 clients a day. So my list of regulars is pretty long. Yeah. So, but they keep me busy.
That's good. Yeah. And how long does someone need to book in advance?
Definitely.
You're very busy.
Right. I always recommend 2 to 3 weeks in advance, but most of my clients book their next 5 appointments in advance. So
okay, so they kind of come here and then they're like, okay, I need this day, this day, this day.
Exactly.
Perfect. And then our last question is, what is the best piece of advice you've received throughout your life?
The best advice I've probably ever gotten was to just appreciate all the little things. Yeah. I find that when you're grateful for everything you have, you're at peace. And I feel like when you're at peace internally, you can accomplish anything you set your mind to. So
100%. We've never got anything remotely like that, but I love that. That's perfect. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right, and welcome back, everyone. We are here getting Rochelle a lash bath.
Yeah, so what I usually like to do first, that not a lot of lash techs do, is wet the lashes first. I find that the lash shampoo lathers a lot better when you do that. Just kind of like how you're applying shampoo on your head or wherever. And then after that, I like to add just 1 pump on each eye. Sometimes I add more if they have makeup on. In this case, I might. Then I take my brush and I just lather the shampoo in there. I usually do this before any lash service. I feel like it's essential to get any makeup or oils off just so that the lashes can adhere better. I'm just gonna add a little bit more to get all that mascara off.
And is there a certain, like, it's lash shampoo specifically?
Yeah.
Is there a brand that you find works the best?
I actually have my own brand.
Oh, no way.
Yeah,
That's
so
cool.
I sell it out of my studio. And usually for first-time clients, I give them a free bottle just to kind of like show them that aftercare is super important.
Yeah, promote healthy habits.
I'm just gonna do 1 more pump. I don't want you walking out here looking too crazy.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
Rochelle was not a good client.
No, terrible client. Don't do this.
But yeah, this is usually my client's favorite part because it is super relaxing and I guess the water feels good.
It actually is really nice.
Yeah, I've never washed my lashes before. I never even thought of that.
Yeah, same. I never knew it was a thing until I became a lash tech myself. So now we're just gonna do a quick little rinse.
And so why is it important for people to wash their lashes?
Because if you get any makeup on them or any oils on them, it'll react to the glue. So the glue might just, your lashes will just fall off if they're dirty.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's really important to keep them clean. Another thing too that exists that I didn't know existed is lash mites. Yeah. So if you're not thoroughly cleaning your lash extensions, that can develop too.
I knew that you had like little bugs, whatever, that live on your real eyelashes, but I never knew mites were a thing.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, I would cry.
Okay, now that we're all rinsed off, I usually like to dry the lashes before I add anything. Okay, but my lash fan isn't working today for some reason, so we're just gonna
imagine it.
Yeah. So yeah, exactly. So I just like to brush them. Yeah, there we go. Nice and clean.
Oh, that feels great.
Right?
I have lashes on. I'm like, wow, that was nice.
You feel so fresh, right?
Yeah, you really do.
So I'm gonna make a mega volume fan, which is my favorite. Did you start it already? Or
Now it's started.
okay, okay. So I'm gonna make a mega volume fan, which is my favorite.
And is that the one that you have on your eye?
Yes. So I usually take a chunk like this and pinch just a little bit, like that. Dip it in my glue. And then there you go, the perfect mega fan, ready to attach
Oh my goodness.
on the natural lash.
And sorry, so
Yes.
when you do people's lashes, is that on individual?
Yes,
Just about to
yes,
ask that. Oh
yeah,
my goodness.
yeah. It's super tedious. I can do another one. So that's a mega volume fan. I can show you guys just a regular volume, which is, you don't grab that many.
And is this one like
Pretty much the
shorter in
same.
length?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's just less dense.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it really depends what the client wants. So mega volume. For hybrids, I usually use like this plus classics, the individual ones.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And then for textured sets, I like making these things called spikes, which kind of adds texture to them.
I think I've seen those on lashes.
Yeah, so if I put it right beside the volume one, it kind of gives like that strip lash effect when you alternate.
Cute.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, welcome back to our YouTube channel. I hope I don't have Starbucks mango dragon fruit pieces in my teeth.
That's good.
No,
We're good.
Today we are at Snippers Salon, so we're super excited. We are going to go chat with some people and do some fun things.
It's gonna be a fun time.
So
Come along.
So we will just start with your name.
My name is Darlene Pels, and I live here in Devon, and I've been here for 38 years, 35 years, I guess, about.
Here in Devon specifically, or Snippers?
Yes.
Devon?
Yeah.
So you moved here?
We moved here, yeah.
Where'd you move from?
Well, we had an acreage outside of Stony Plain. We are from the Edmonton area. My husband's from the Ardrossan kind of area. So when we married, we moved out in that area, and then we eventually moved into Devon when Snippers became. We ended up moving here to be closer to the business because we were a little bit further out.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And so can you tell us about Snippers Salon?
Well, Snippers has been around for a very long time. I'm the actual third owner, and it started in about 70, I don't know the exact date, but probably I'm saying about 75. So I actually worked for the original owner for a short time, and then I quit when I was having my first child, and we were living out on an acreage out, like I say, outside of Stony Plain. And so I stayed home. I was going to be a stay-at-home mom, and when I decided to go back to work, the salon was up for sale. So I decided, because I was familiar with it, it would be maybe a good opportunity for me to work part-time and still be able to be at home with my family. So that's what I did. So 39 years ago, I purchased the business.
Wow.
So it's been around for a long time.
Mm-hmm. And so what was that process like of going from being a stay-at-home mom to going back to work? And I loved it. I loved being a hairdresser. It was a passion of mine. I enjoy being with people. And so being at home was great, but I wanted a little bit of both. So moving into purchasing a business that was already existing, so I was really lucky that way. I didn't start from scratch. I took over something so I could build up from what I had, what was already there. So I was able to work part-time, and it was perfect balance between, I could work 3 or 4 days a week, and then as my children grew, I became more active in the salon by working more hours and building it as I wanted to, and still being, able to have them close. That's why we moved into Devon at that time. And after I purchased it, it was about a couple years after I purchased the business, we moved into Devon so that we would be close. Kids would be at school, they can, so it worked perfect for me. I don't have any regrets whatsoever. I didn't know as much about business at the time because I was quite young, and it was a blessing that I didn't know anything because I learned as I went. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And what was one of the biggest lessons that you learned while going through that process of?
To be flexible, to learn working with mostly women in our industry. You learned how to be flexible because most of the women are, the caregivers to their children. So I learned that, they need time. We all need time off. We had to be flexible. And to be flexible meant usually you're going to get that loyalty back from your staff because we're all raising kids. They need their moms. Mm-hmm. And so if you need to do things, you have to. So I think that was probably one of the biggest learning things for me. And maybe being a woman, I understood that a lot. So I was very fortunate to have good staff because we were able to work together to do those things.
Absolutely. And speaking of your staff, how many people do you have on your team?
There's 6 of us total, including myself as working. So I have 5 staff.
Nice. And what services do you offer here?
Well, we offer full range of color services, color cutting, anything to do with hair, extensions, men's styling. We offer full aesthetics, and we also offer spray tan, makeup, those types of things. So, and of course, fairly large retail. So we carry a number of products for care in makeup and hair and skin care.
Cool. And do you yourself have a favorite service?
My favorite service, I would say, would be cut and color. It's hard to pick one or the other because they kind of go together. But yeah, I would have to say is mine.
And what about that service is your favorite? Like, what is it that makes it special?
I guess it's a process because it's change, right? Anytime we can do change, it's like buying something new. You put it on, you get a new color, you get a new haircut, you're confident, so it makes people feel good. And when that happens, there's nothing more rewarding, than somebody being happy. You know how you feel when you do something nice for yourself. And I think when we do that, and we're blessed in this industry to be able to, most times, make somebody feel better when they leave. I always say it's way more fun to come to the hairdresser than it is to go to the dentist, because you're going to leave feeling way better. Yeah.
And is that kind of where your passion for this type of work stems from then as well?
Yeah, absolutely. I kind of fell into it. When I became a hairdresser, I was actually met somebody who was a hairdresser, a lady who met me and said, "You're a great looking girl," she said, "but you really need to do something with your hair." And I said, "Oh, okay." She says, "We got to do something with that hair." I had kind of wild hair. I didn't really know how to handle it. I was a teenager. And so she took me, she said, "You come into the salon and I'm going to give you hair to do." So when she was finished with me and all she did was cut my hair, I thought she was this, who is this person that made me feel I had this great hair? I felt amazing. From that, I went into cosmetology in high school, fall through. So it just shows you how the impact of one person has on somebody, whether it be hair, a mentor, somebody who took you through a tough time. It seems like a not that important thing. It's hair, but it's very important.
It's so important.
Right?
And
you have little kids or young girls come into the salon and they're first making a big move, or somebody comes in that's, had treatment of something and they're growing their hair back, or they're somebody who has never been able to handle their hair. Their hair is super curly. Their hair is super, like for my sake, my hair is curly. This woman took my hair and I always tried to make my hair something it wasn't. She just made it look good. So I'm just saying those kinds of things
it makes an impact for sure.
Big impact.
And I think too, especially for people who maybe are at a point in their life where a lot of things are out of their control, the one thing that's like, I've decided this, like, we're going to do this,
Absolutely.
And then even how you're speaking of the woman who said to you, like, you have to do something about your hair. Just that small sentence that maybe she didn't even think twice about.
No, she didn't. She knew what she was doing. She looked at me and said, "Hey, I know what I can do for you." And I'm thinking after, I want to be one of her. I want to be her. I want somebody else to say, "Look, I feel so good." Because
and then a catalyst for like positive and
Absolutely.
A lifestyle.
Absolutely.
That's awesome. And what would you say is the hardest part of owning a business?
Challenges in business are different in different years. After being a business owner for this long, some things are always the same, but for the biggest part, it fluctuates up and down. So I would have to say the biggest thing overall in all these years has been maybe finding the right key member for your team. It's always about staffing because that's what brings everybody together. We are rural, although we're 20 minutes from everything. I always say to people, they say, "Oh, I'm downtown." I go to downtown Edmonton. I say, "We have everything right here. You don't need to go anywhere. You can be right here." And we work hard to bring those things to Devon, into the community, so that our people, the people that live here, can just get, most of their services right here, that we are available. So I would say the biggest thing is keeping a strong team, finding that right member, finding the right person has always been maybe the highest thing on the list, let's say,
finding the right member for the team, I feel as though it would be similar to a puzzle, you know? You need like that right piece, that right person that just fits, because otherwise I think like the vibes kind of bleed into everyone, you know? And so when things are good and positive, it spreads to the team. And then when things aren't so much, it also spreads to the team. So, and what would you say is the best part of being a business owner?
The best part for me as a business owner, and it's changed also at different times through the years, is probably watching the team grow and become successful. I'm already at the stage in my life where I've done those things and I'm at a different level in my life. But when I see my team at different areas, different levels, from when they've started, and we have a strong team. They've been here. My staff has been with me. You know, the average staff member here is over 15 years, right? So my daughter works alongside with me and has worked with me from day one. So she's been here over 20 years. You know, our youngest team member has been here 2 years. So when I see them get to their levels of success that they're wanting, that to me is probably my proudest moments, because that's what it's all about. We work as a team. You can't do it on your own. I mean, you can do it if you're working by yourself, I guess. Then your own successes are you. But to me, we feed off each other. When I see a young girl come in doing her things from what she's learning from school, from her, because her era is different, and then I just, I thrive on that. Even if I'm not doing it, I thrive to see what they're doing and what they bring to the group. And everybody else steps up to the plate, and we all learn from each other. You know, education is learning from everybody, and that's where I think you get the best out of a salon environment with a team salon, rather than being individual. I think you feed off each other, and you learn from each other, which to me is really exciting.
I think that's a really wonderful outlook to have. Just, I mean, hearing that, obviously I haven't experienced it firsthand, but supporting the successes of other people, because they are in turn your successes, and as you were saying, bring everyone else up to the plate and then help make everyone better and stronger in like the things that they can do, you know, and then the transfer of knowledge. Like, we're constantly learning, even if you're not in school, like experience and work. I find it's sometimes even a better education than going to school, because you're experiencing it in real time, real life. You know, you don't always expect the things that come up, but you have to learn to deal with them.
Well, school teaches you the basics, right? Which is what we all need. And then when you move out from that, that's when you learn your experiences. And if you're fortunate enough to get with a group that does that, and they work as that team, you will advance quickly and with more passion. If that is where you're at, if this is your passion, then you need to find the right place for yourself. You know, people say, where do you want to work? Well, you got to find the right people. What is it that you want? You know, what type of salon do you want to be in? How do you want to be known as a stylist or an esthetician? Or what do you want to be known for? Who do you want to associate with? And it's just as hard to interview for a salon that you want to work at as it is to be the one that's getting interviewed, right? Like for me, I want somebody, but I want you to want to be here. It's not just for the job, right? So.
Absolutely. And do you have any advice for people wanting to own a business in Alberta?
My advice for someone wanting to open a business in Alberta would be, or anywhere, is to just do your homework, get your education, get your background. What is your market? What do you want to bring to that? What do you want to bring to the table? What do you want your community to have? Is it lacking? What can you do to maybe be a little bit unique or a bit of a niche? So I'd say those are the biggest things, so that you come in with your eyes open, because business is definitely different. Having a skill at something and owning a business for it are very different. As a stylist, you know, my forte wasn't business. My forte was, you know, as a young stylist, I want to work with a group. I want all these great things. So I was smart enough to know that I don't know all the business side of it. So I have to get the information for that, or hire somebody or get the information from somebody who can do that. Find what you're strong in and do that. And what you're not strong in, you get educated in, or get somebody to help you with that, right? Because it's a whole key factor. It works as a circle, the circle of life. You know, I don't want to have trouble, so you want to make sure you're getting all your background information that you really need. Do your homework.
I think that's really great advice. And if you could open a salon anywhere in the world, where would it be and why?
I wouldn't be anywhere else but what I am right here. I fell into Devon, and I feel blessed. I honestly wouldn't want to be anywhere else. We have, you know, we're close to everything. We have a beautiful community. We're in a beautiful location, the North Saskatchewan River. It's, you know, we have it all. And I honestly believe that it was meant to be, and I wouldn't want to be anywhere else. I can't even imagine being anywhere else, except maybe laying on a beach somewhere. No. But, yeah, I really, because I've thought of that before. Or what if I would want to expand in maybe years previous when I was a little bit more, you know, halfway into my life in the industry. Maybe did you want to do another salon, or would you like to relocate? Would it be more beneficial? But your success will be right where you want it to be. And if this is where you want, you make your success where you are. And I can't even imagine being anywhere else. The community is amazing.
When you first moved here, did you anticipate staying here and falling in love with Devon?
You know, that's interesting. We kind of, like I say, we kind of fell into Devon. It became this little community. I got a job here, and then we ended up having a business, and then my husband opened his own business, and it became our life. And we met the people from Devon. We met people who have been here since the beginning of Devon, you know, in the late 40s and that. And we just found that it was such a unique community that we never wanted to move. We always thought that maybe when we first came, well, you know, if it doesn't work out, we can move somewhere else or to a different learn. But we fell in love with it very quickly. Our kids grew up here, and yeah, it really is. I know people who have moved and come back to raise their families, you know, so it's kind of cool. I think I think we're pretty special.
I definitely see. I haven't been here very much,
right?
I won't lie, but even just driving in, I know it's like so close to Edmonton and everything else, but I didn't expect it to be. Like, it feels very, I don't know if recluse is the right word, but like secure and like
secluded.
Quaint maybe?
It's quaint. Yeah. We have all that small town feel.
Yeah.
But with the big city amenities that if there's something you can't get here, that's literally 20 minutes. I go, if somebody says to me, oh, Devon's kind of far. What are you talking about? You can be in 45-minute traffic going from one side of Edmonton to the other. And I said, you get on the outside of Edmonton and you get here in 20 minutes. Two of my staff members live in Beaumont area. I've had people who have worked for me that live in the Edmonton area, Spruce Grove. So I said, really, I think it's really a non-question anymore to whether you want, you know, where you want to be or have your life, that we're rural. We're not really rural. We're literally across the bridge, right? Yeah. And it's beautiful. If you really make a little trip around, get down to our river valley, we have some amazing things right here.
What would you say is your favorite part, or your favorite spot, or your favorite restaurant, cafe? Just
well, there's lots of. We have my favorite restaurant is Florida Pizza. I know people who have moved to Devon because they've been here since like 75. When I first moved here, we only had like 2 restaurants, you know, and they were one of them. And people that literally pick up pizza from the city or from work and come back and get their pizza and go back. They have grown up here. So I'm just saying, it is a place to go. A little plug for them, and they are amazing. And our golf course. We have this beautiful river valley. They have a great restaurant as well. It's absolutely, if you're down there having your lunch out on the patio, you can be anywhere because you look around and it's just beautiful. You know, it's go to our trails, go down to the river valley and do a walk through our trail system. You'll see the beauty of Devon, for sure. And the people, they're pretty fabulous.
Awesome, thank you. Sorry, we'll kind of gear back towards the salon now.
That's great.
What would you say is the best part of your job?
Best part of my job is, and I keep going back to team because that's what it is. If you want to get up and go to work every day, to me, you're doing everything right, and that's exactly how it is here. The staff is good. It's usually happy atmosphere, so it's pretty hard not to love coming to work. So I'd have to say the best part is just coming in to work every day and seeing the success of my team. It gives me a warm fuzzies. Like I say, I'm on the other stage of my life where, you know, I don't work as much, and I'm here as a supporter for the team. And so now I do a lot of watching and learning and watching my team grow. So that's pretty special.
And what would you say that experience is like, of having been firsthand, like the stylist, the one doing everything, and now kind of having like that step back of watching someone?
It's a little surreal at times because you don't really realize how fast time goes. And it's proud. I would have to say, from starting a business, not really knowing everything, and having that growth, and getting educated, has been very rewarding. And that's probably when you leave something, that's a really good feeling, when you know you've done everything you've meant to do, or that you've seeked out to do. And if there's more, of course, you know, you're always challenging yourself and challenging the girls, our staff, to learn more, become more, step out of your comfort zone. Very difficult sometimes for all of us. So those are the things I'm pretty proud. We've done a lot of things in those years, 39 years.
And if you could describe your team in 3 words, what would they be?
Loyal, problem solvers, and family.
That's so sweet. Sorry.
No. And it's very true. It is. We do have a unique team. Or no, we're not unique. There's other people out there that I know, people that have, you know, good salon team members and stuff. But it is a good feeling to be involved in it. Mm-hmm. So whatever we did right. I'm grateful for. The failures that you have along the way just make you stronger in the end, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's so wholesome talking to the businesses as we've done this.
Yeah.
Because I find that speaking to the local ones is such a different experience than when you meet, like, you know, like big, huge businesses. Absolutely. Where they don't know who they're working with or for. And, you know, it doesn't have that same vibe of like, I know everyone's name. I know what they're doing after work. I enjoy seeing them in the morning. Like,
and don't you feel that in our world, in the way our world is today, those things are pretty special to know? Because I don't know about you, but I like somebody who knows me or knows my name. There's something about that that I think is important. I think it's important. We don't want to lose that personality, that who I am. Like, I'm not just a stylist. I'm Darlene the stylist, and you have the rapport with your clients, rapport with your team, rapport with your suppliers, and I want that. I've been in the industry a long time, and I've seen the disconnect now from the previous, in the beginning years. It's harder now. You have to seek out your education. It used to come to us very easily. We had all kinds of representatives that came into your business and showed you things that were going on. Very little of that now. So now you have to almost seek it out yourself. So if you do, and you are fortunate enough to find those people to work with, I always say, find the people that can help you be your best, your success. And it does work as a group. You need a good supplier, then you find those people that give you the education you need and are there to support you for the things. And that's important if you have somebody that comes in and teaches you things, or nowadays everything's an online progress, and it's a process, so that's fine for some people, but not all people work well with that. They need that, togetherness. Yeah. Get in a group, a brainstorm.
For sure.
Work as a team.
Yeah, that connection too. Because I think, especially with social media, there's a lot of a picture on a screen as opposed to a conversation face to face, looking someone in the eyes.
And I've come from an era, but of course, when I started, we didn't have that. So we moved into that, and I find it fascinating. I find so many fabulous things. We talk about social media, but then, and that happened a lot, especially when COVID hit, and we had everything was online, and so it pushed some of us weren't as somebody like myself who wasn't into that as much. I had to learn that, and I had to learn by that, which was fine. Thank goodness we could do it. But I didn't want to lose that. I think it's really important to go back to the other forms of learning and growing, and the reality is, because some things on social media are not reality. We all know that. We're learning those things, but we have to come back to that, to the basics, and say, okay, thank goodness, I say, that they haven't taught something or some robot to do hair, because it'll be a sad day when that happens, because at least we're a contact business, and that's really important. Contact. That's the other thing with our industry, and what makes it, to me, very special, is that we're one of the few that actually touch people. So massage therapists, estheticians, hairdressers, they're actually licensed to touch, and there's something about that. That's how you get a rapport with somebody. You're close enough to me. I meet you for 1 minute, and before we've had a 5-minute consultation, and then I take you to the sink, and all of a sudden I'm massaging your scalp. It's pretty personal. So you can build a connection and rapport with somebody. You can understand that, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think too, the connection aspect physically, but also emotionally, in when someone's sitting in your chair, they can be having a conversation with you. You can be hearing the things that maybe they couldn't say to the person sitting in the car with them,
Absolutely. We all have stories. Any person you talk to in this kind of industry will tell you stories of people, they don't know them hardly their first time in, and all of a sudden they know a lot more about them before they leave than maybe somebody they know otherwise of an acquaintance, because there's something about that kind of being close with somebody that opens up a conversation, because you feel vulnerable and safe to talk to somebody.
And I think it takes a special kind of person to be able to be a stylist, be an esthetician, and have that physical contact, but also that safe, create a safe environment.
That's right.
That people feel comfortable, spilling their guts or saying whatever they need to say.
Think about when somebody comes in to see us, sometimes it's for a graduation, a wedding, a funeral. These are things that are very big parts of their life, and they're sharing it with you. So of course you're going to build that kind of a rapport with somebody. I mean, for somebody who's been in the industry as long as I have, I've literally cut somebody's first haircut and their hair for their wedding. So, and maybe even further on, different events in their life. Those are things that few people do, but those are pretty important times in somebody's life.
Absolutely, you're there for the majority of the milestones.
Yeah, exactly. It's true. Yeah, it's very cool. I'd say.
I just wanted to mention, I'd seen a sign outside of a salon once, and it said, "Therapy's expensive. Get a haircut instead."
You're
and
right.
So it reminded me of.
I always had a little joke with a client. I'd say, if they're starting to tell me a story, he's like, "Well, could you give me some advice about, I just want to ask you what your opinion is on this." And I'd say, just a minute. If this is a therapy session, I got to put the in-session sign out, and that means it's double the cost, because a therapist is way more money.
That's funny.
Yep.
You should just double as a therapist.
Yeah, exactly. I think
exactly.
so.
Make both the money. Yep.
I probably have learned a lot. I could probably do therapy now, because I've even done therapist hair.
Yeah,
so
there you go.
Exactly.
And so, what do you see in yourself that is reflected in Snippers Salon?
I would say maybe forward thinking. I would hope that, progression. I would hope that that's a part of even the legacy that you leave, is that we've evolved. We've become here, and we've gone there, we've done this, and we've moved forward as we've needed to, and not been afraid of change. And I think that would be the thing that I would say that would be something that, remember or think about us and think those things, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And where do you see the salon in 5 years?
Well, I would like to think that it would still be going forward. And, I work with my daughter, and that she would maybe be taking over and move the next step forward. And maybe I'll be the Snippers greeter.
Nice, yeah.
You want coffee, you want this.
You can be the salon's therapist.
Yeah, I could be the therapist. And I think I'd be good at that.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's what I would think. It would continue on as it is and move forward as it needs to. So I would hope so.
Absolutely. And my last question is, what is the best piece of advice you've received throughout your life?
Well, the best piece of advice, one of them, I've had many probably, is to find the people that you most want to be like, their successes, and hang with those people. Surround yourself with the people that you want to be most like. So I say, if you want to be successful in this area or that, then find those people and learn from those people. It's probably the best thing you could do.
All right, so we will just start with your name.
My name's Jessica.
And can you tell us a bit about yourself, Jessica?
I'm 32 years old. I live in Beaumont. Well, I was born and raised in Beaumont. I have an 8-year-old boy. I've been married for 10 years. My favorite things I read a lot. So basically reading, video games, things like that.
Oh, nice. What's your favorite book?
Oh, that's a tough question.
It might, yeah, sorry.
Yeah,
being a reader myself, it's really hard.
I have a few different ones. Yeah, I'm not sure. Like I said, I like different series and sorts, but
no one in particular.
I don't think I have like a favorite one.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Video games, which do you enjoy playing
Zelda.
the most? Zelda?
Yeah, Zelda's my favorite game.
Cool.
Yeah.
And so you work here as an esthetician.
Yes.
And so what made you want to pursue a career as an esthetician?
Well, I went to Beaumont Composite High School, and they have the RAP program there, so they do cosmetology. So I was in cosmetology for 3 years, so I did hair and aesthetics, but I decided that aesthetics was more for me than the hair part.
Mm-hmm. And was there something in particular that like you're passionate about in regards to it? Or?
I just really like making people feel good about themselves. Yeah, I enjoy doing pedicures the most. I know people don't like feet, but I don't know. There's something about it. I'm fine with it. So
yeah. Cool. And how long have you been working as an esthetician?
I've been an esthetician for 12 years.
Wow. Mm-hmm. So you must really enjoy it. If
I do. Yeah.
With it.
Yeah.
And so how long have you worked at Snippers Salon specifically?
I've worked at Snippers for 12 years.
Oh, wow.
Well.
So
yeah, I started
job.
Here the day after I graduated aesthetics school. So.
No way.
Yeah.
And so obviously it's an enjoyable place to work if you've been here that long?
Yeah, they're like my family, and I've basically grown up here.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And what is it that you enjoy about working here in specific?
Like I said, it's more like a family. Like, it's very easygoing. We all get along really well. Like, we know how to work through things, and yeah, they're my best friends and my family. So yeah.
And what would you say is the most challenging part of your job?
Challenging. I mean, probably on our bodies, I would say. Yeah, it could be hard on your bodies, depending on the day and depending on the services that you do throughout the day. If you do different ones, standing all day, sitting all day, different positions. But
do you have any like stretches or anything that you do outside of work in order to kind of like help with that physical aspect?
Yes, I've gone to like physiotherapy for my feet and everything, so I've learned different kind of stretches, and I have a hot tub, so that works.
Nice.
It's soak after a long day.
And what would you say is the most rewarding part of your job?
Probably making people feel good about themselves, but also helping them do services that they can't do themselves. I have a lot of senior clients, so doing their nail care or something that they can't do, I like that part of it.
Oh. And do you have maybe one client story in specific that kind of really sticks out to you, or you remember as being like a really awesome moment for yourself or the client?
That's a good question. I've had a few different ones. Like, you know, some people have had a hard time in their life and they needed someone to talk to. So sometimes they come in and they can share everything that they wouldn't share with anyone else, and it just helps them feel relaxed. But no, I can't really think of like a main story. Yeah.
For sure. And is there a holy grail product that you can't live without?
I definitely can't live without the Bodyography Tinted Moisturizer.
Yeah. And what about that specific moisturizer do you think is like the best, that makes it the best?
Well, it's hydrating, and also the coloring. So if you don't wear a lot of makeup, it's really easy to put on, and it's not going to make it look like you're wearing a lot of makeup. Just evens out your skin tone, and yeah.
Cool.
And it's quick and easy,
yeah. I'm going to have to check that one out.
Yeah.
And would you say that social media plays a role in the type of interactions you have with clients?
I would say sometimes, but not a lot, only because I do have a lot of senior clients, so they're not typically on social media. But I mean, yeah, no, not too much.
And do you have a favorite service for yourself?
Like for me to get?
Yes, for you to get.
Probably a pedicure.
Pedicure?
Yeah, foot massage.
Nice. And then you said the pedicure was also your favorite to do for others.
Yes,
right?
yeah.
Nice. And do you have a favorite skincare brand?
I would have to say I use either Bodyography or Image. We just started using Image skincare, and they're amazing.
Mm-hmm. And is there a skincare hack that you think does more harm than good?
I'd say probably over-exfoliating. People sometimes think that they need to exfoliate every day, but that can actually be worse for your skin. So you only want to do it like 2 to 3 times a week, like at minimum. But yeah, so probably that. People think you need to do it every day to get rid of the problems, but it could actually make it worse.
Oh, good to know. And what treatments do you offer? Or services, I guess.
I offer manicures, pedicures, waxing, chemical peels, facials, tinting. Yeah.
And what treatment or service do you think everyone should get at least once in their life?
I'd probably say either a chemical peel or a pedicure.
Pedicures are really nice. I've never had a chemical peel, though.
Yeah, they're amazing.
What's that like?
So it's like an enzyme exfoliation. So if you're gonna get one, the slogan for it usually is light and tighten and brighten. So you're gonna slough off all the dead skin on the first layer of your skin. So it's going to reduce the look of your wrinkles and fine lines. It's going to even out your skin tone and just give you an overall better complexion. And it can lighten age spots, things like that. So
cool.
It's just a really amazing service.
And where do you see Snippers Salon in the next 5 years?
In the next 5 years, I think we'll probably continue to grow with our education and our services, and also in the community. I mean, we've been around for a long time in the community to begin with, but it's always great to grow more.
Yeah. And if you could describe Snippers in 3 words, what would they be and why?
Feels like home.
Aww. That's so cute. Mm-hmm. And what would you say is the best piece of advice you've received throughout your life?
Probably that you should do things that make you feel good about yourself, like in regards to your appearance, not so much as what you think somebody else wants you to look like. You should always do something for you.
I think that's really great advice, because I think, especially in today's day and age, it's really easy to get sucked into like the idea of what everyone's doing.
Yeah.
As opposed to
do it for what you like, not for what everybody else likes.
Yeah. All right, so we will start off with your names.
I'm Amelia. I was born and raised here in Devon. I live in Beaumont now with my fiance and my 2 dogs. I have a big Sucky Pitty and a Blue Heeler, and I am their doggy mom.
I'm Vanessa. I'm born and raised in Devon. Still live here with my family. I have 2 boys, 5 and 7, and we also have a dog.
Yeah.
So you're very busy with the dogs.
Dogs, yes.
Yes.
And so you both currently work at Snippers as stylists, correct?
That's correct.
Yeah. And so how long have you both been working as stylists?
I have been doing hair for 10 years and have been here at Snippers for 9 years. I started here right out of hair school. It was my first job at a salon. So,
I've been doing hair for 21 years now. First job ever here. My mom owns the salon, so it's kind of passed down through the family, so yes.
And what inspired both of you to become stylish?
I've always enjoyed doing hair. I was a figure skater for 15 years of my life, so we always had to do hair and makeup, so I always enjoyed it. Both my grandparents, my mom's parents, were both hairdressers. So I grew up in the salon down there, helping out, doing roller sets, just loved being in the salon. So decided to be something I wanted to try out and fell in love with it. So
yeah, and for me, basically born into the salon. I remember coming in as a little girl, coming and doing perm wraps on mannequins, and after school I would come here and spend the rest of the day with my mom and the rest of the staff. So it was just in my blood to become, and I don't see myself ever being anything else, so yeah.
And do either of you have a favorite service to do on other people and then for yourself as well?
I love doing blondes. I specialize in blondes and do tons of blonding, so I just love making people blonde and beautiful.
That is amazing.
Yes.
Sorry, I made that reaction because one time she tried to dye my hair blonde and we ran out of toner. And so it was copper.
Yeah,
yes. Yes,
Yes,
that will happen without toner, yes.
And so I have a lot of respect for the work you do, needless to say.
You know, I like basically just a little to dabble in everything. It's kind of the best part about being able to do everything. I know some stylists only do one service, and
So yeah, I like to be able to do everything.
And what would you both say is the best part of your job?
The community. Like, it's just, we're one big family here. Even with a lot of our clients, I've been coming here for years. So like, I have just loved being somewhere where you can get to know your clients so well that they know what's going on in your life, you know what's going on in their life. It's amazing. I have one client who I literally did her hair for her first date, her engagement shoot, her wedding, and then her first chop after baby. Like, it's just really nice to be able to have that close personal relationship with your clients. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's the same thing. One of my clients I've been doing her hair since I started my career, and she comes weekly. And you know, she's basically like my grandma, right? We buy each other birthday gifts, and she knows, you know, everything about my kids, and you know, so it's pretty special, the connection you get with people, right?
I think it's a really interesting dynamic of the job that maybe people don't think about. You know, they're
Absolutely.
just like, oh, it's hair, but it's that connection.
There's so much more to it.
Yeah, there's like the physical aspect,
that's right,
and the emotional of like, you really get to know someone when they spend that much time.
Well, and I think people have a hard time, like if they have to move away and find somebody else, right? They're like, it's not just a hairdresser, you know, it's the connection you feel between the two. Yeah.
And I think too, the knowledge that your hairdresser has of you, of like, you know, I know people that are like, only go to their hairdresser and it's like, no one else touches my hair.
Yeah,
like,
that's
no
right.
One else touches my hair.
Yeah, you get to know them and what they like about their hair, and they decide they want to, like, the client I'm doing right now, she's like, I want to go darker. I'm like, I know you kind of do, but you kind of don't. So I'm like, we're going to do this today. And she's like, you were right, it's perfect. I'm like, yeah, I know.
Is there a certain hairstyle that you enjoy doing the most?
I've grown to love updos. I was very, very nervous with updos when I first started doing hair, like absolutely terrified, especially for like weddings. Like, that's someone's big day. But the more and more you do them and you take classes and learn different ways to do them, I've grown to love to do them. So they're always fun, and it's nice to be a part of someone's special days. So, yeah.
Yeah, and throughout the years I've learned and specialized in curly hair. So I get a lot of people with curly hair really looking for, you know, advice on it, and you know, they're just so happy when I can help them, you know, control their crazy hair. So yeah, it's kind of one of my favorites to do when I see somebody that has hair like me. So.
And do you have a favorite hair trend right now?
I kind of like that we're getting into the more warmer blondes. Like, not everything is that gray, super ashy. Yeah, I love that we're getting more into that, like, beigey, sandy blondes. Like, I just think it's such a beautiful, more natural, lived-in blonde. And yes, I'm glad we're out of the gray stage. I didn't love that trend.
One of the trends is this butterfly cut that everybody thinks they can do on YouTube and pull it all to the front, and it's like, actually there's a more professional way to do it. So it's kind of fun, you know, showing people it's like, you don't actually have to do it that way at home over the sink. So, you know, it's like, oh wow, it's like, you know, we've been doing these forever. It's just a different name for a layered haircut, basically, right? So it's kind of fun that way.
That's so funny. It also must be funny, like, being a stylist and knowing what you're talking about, and then seeing things on like social media. Please don't do that.
And some are okay. I always tell people, like, listen, if you're going to do your hair at home, I'm like, watch Brad Mondo. I at least know he's licensed, and I know he knows what he's doing. So, like, other than that, I'm like, you can't trust anybody else. But I'll be here when you need a fix.
And what is the craziest hair that you've done?
Well, for me, kind of, I guess it was the more first 5 years of my career. I was asked, one of my clients was in high school still, and they were raising money for cancer. So we had the team here go to the school and shave heads for, you know, charity. Wow. So that was kind of a fun thing. In the middle of the gym, whoever lined up had their head shaved. So that was kind of fun. Yeah, and she was a girl with hair like me, and, you know, she just didn't care and shaved it off. So that was kind of cool, kind of crazy, you know. Yeah.
Very impactful.
Yeah. And I don't know if I've ever really done like something like crazy. We did
Not
your
yet.
hair for Halloween once, which was pretty cool.
Yeah.
You know, like the old like grandma from Tweety Bird. She's got that like hair that kind of goes. We did her hair like that, and we had to like smooth it and put in this like perfect circle with like the little thing on top. So that was kind of fun.
White hairspray.
Yeah, white hairspray. Yeah.
People didn't believe it was my real hair.
Yeah.
But
So that was kind of crazy and fun.
They have colored hairspray?
Yes. We put it in kids a lot. Like they love. We always have orange and blue on hand for the Oilers. Nice. Yeah. So yeah, no, very popular.
That's so fun. Yeah. And what would you say are your strengths when it comes to hair?
Oh, gosh. We pick up so many because we do lots of education. So it's like just when you've kind of like, you're like, feel like you're like, yeah, I can learn nothing more about this. You go and do this class and you're like, oh man, like I learned so much more about this. So like I feel like, you know, like you kind of are strong everywhere, but there's always still that chance to get stronger at everything. Like, yeah. Like
there's always new trends and stuff coming out, right? So, you know, there's not like one thing I think that is a strength, right? It's just, it's never boring. So
it's constantly
developing and growing.
Yeah.
And speaking of strengths and skills, what skills do you think every hairstylist needs?
Communication. Like honestly, above even hair itself is being able to talk and communicate with your client, because consultation is the most important thing in a service. Like if you can't get on the same page as each other, like you might deliver an absolutely stunningly beautiful haircut, but it's not what they were wanting, and then it's not a good haircut anymore, right? So being able to communicate and say the words so that they understand it and you understand what they're saying is the biggest thing that you need in hairdressing, honestly.
Yeah, I agree 100%, because that's where you kind of fail. If you don't do the proper consultation, then it's not a good outcome.
For sure. And what is your favorite hair care brand?
I love Kevin Murphy. Love Kevin Murphy. Honestly, it's, you know, it's a luxury brand because they use like really high-end ingredients, and you honestly, like I've had nothing better work in my hair. It's honestly amazing stuff. Anytime I do a wedding, like that's the styling products I'm using is the Kevin Murphy. They hold well, they feel great in the hair, so I'm a big Kevin Murphy advocate.
Yeah, their motto is skincare for your hair. So, you know, they have true essential oils and all that stuff in it. So it's pretty amazing. You know, yes, it's a bit higher end, but it's worth every penny. Yeah.
Good to know. And do you have a holy grail product?
I am a big dry shampoo user. So I love the fresh hair in Kevin Murphy. Like I've used a lot of different dry shampoos. I have darker hair, so obviously like you see dry shampoos, and I find his shampoo, dry shampoo, I don't get that white kind of film in my hair after, because I use a lot of dry shampoo. So I find I love it, and it makes it like the smell of the fresh hair makes you feel like you have fresh hair. So it's really nice.
I love the Shimmer Shine from Kevin Murphy. It's kind of a multi-purpose product. You can spray it in wet. It's more of a treatment that way. Or you can top off your style with it. It has little gold flecks in it. So there's one for dark and there's one for blondes. And it smells amazing also. So yeah, and it's something for everybody. Anybody can use it. So that's what I really love.
And if you could style anyone in the if you could style anyone's hair in the entire world, dead or alive, famous, not famous, who would it be and why?
Blake Lively.
I
love Blake Lively, and I love Ryan Reynolds. And even before they were a couple, I loved Blake Lively. And even through all Gossip Girl, Sister Her, the Traveling Pants, I love her hair. Love it. So I would love to be able to do Blake Lively's hair. I just think it would just be amazing.
I don't know if I would want to do anybody famous. It's way too stressful. They're so demanding, and what if this little piece is out and they're on the runway or something? It's like, no, that's not my. I just like to kind of slide under the rug.
Is there a hair color or style that you think everyone should try at least once in their lifetime?
Reds, coppers. I think everyone needs to try it at least once.
Even though they say they don't like it, you don't know till you try it.
And there's so many different like levels of like reds. Like when people think like red, they're like, oh my gosh, like fire engine red. It's like no, like you throw a little bit of auburn in your dark hair, and I just think it's one of those colors like no matter what, like your skin tone, your eye color, like red will just make it pop. And coppers, I find coppers stunning. Like when someone wants to go copper, I'm like, yes.
Yeah,
yes.
We definitely don't get a lot of that color. You know, it's more browns and blondes. So when someone comes in with wanting red or copper, it's
great.
Like so exciting.
Yeah, it's fabulous.
It's so beautiful.
Yes.
And where do you see Snippers Salon in the next 5 years?
Hopefully still growing.
Still growing, yeah.
You know, Devin is constantly getting new people, so it's really nice because we keep our good firm clientele, but it's so nice to always bring new people in and introduce new people to our family here, and so yeah, I just think we'll keep growing. And
the city is moving closer to us, right? So, you know, as we like to keep it like a more full service salon experience too, right? They can get their hair done and they can go get their aesthetic services done. So I think that's a plus that we have. So which no one else in Devon has that. So I think we'll just grow with us.
And if you could describe the salon in 3 words, what would they be and why?
I say fun, family, and fulfilling. We are honestly a family here. Like these girls are my best friends. Like we have a Snapchat group, and they are the first people I wake up to snapping, and the last people I go to bed snapping, and then we're with each other for 8 hours at work. Like my fiance, anytime my phone goes off, he's like, "Oh, is it the girls?" I'm like, "Yeah, it is." Like we are so fortunate. Like I always say, like, you know, my clients like, "Oh, if you go anywhere, like make sure you tell me." And I'm like, if I'm not working here, I'm not doing hair anymore. Like I do not want to do hair in any other salon. Like it's
well, and our clientele feel that too. Like
yes.
They feel like a family coming here too. So
they love that we all talk to each other and we all know each other's clients and have one big family conversations with each other and clients, and it's a great feeling.
Yeah, I noticed you have a board over there that says welcome.
Yeah, we write down all of our clients' names every time.
So they feel like really welcome.
Yeah.
You know, it's the little things, right? That really help. And
absolutely. It's like personal touch.
That's right.
Exactly.
You're not just a name, right? Or a number. You know, you actually. You matter. That's right.
And sorry, did you do the 3 words?
I don't.
Or you're going to use those?
Yeah, we'll use them. I agree. I agree. Yeah.
And last question here. What is the best piece of advice you've received throughout your life?
Oh, my Lanta.
Stay kind, right? Stay kind, and you treat people kind, they'll treat you the way you want to be treated.
Kill them with kindness.
Kill them with kindness, yeah.
Yeah, you get that a lot working in customer service, you know?
Right?
Yeah.
It's hard.
So you just smile and, just beat them out with kindness. Just always be the kind of person, and, like...
Some days it's more of a struggle than others. It's like everybody's job, but, you know, we try to do our best.
Yep.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, so we will start with your name.
My name is Jules.
And can you tell us a bit about yourself?
Yeah, sure. So I am the junior stylist here at Snippers, meaning I just graduated from MC College, and I have been officially doing hair here since the beginning of March. So other than that, I've been an apprentice here for just under 2 years, doing all different sorts of stuff, but it's actually really exciting to be able to do hair.
And what inspired you to get into styling and become a stylist?
Well, it's kind of funny. I was thrown into cosmetology in high school, and I wasn't good at it, and I didn't love it, but I kept working at it. I got mannequin heads for my birthday, and I fell in love fell in love with it, and my teacher was like, you know, like, you could actually do this, and it just kind of took off from there. I did it as much as possible, and then I stumbled into here, and yeah, that's just kind of how I got into it.
Nice. And so what's the process like of becoming an apprentice stylist? Like, for people who don't know, what does that mean?
So what it means is hairstyling is a trade. So just like any trade, you have to go and you have to do 1,400 hours of like in-person apprenticing, and then you have to do so much schooling. So my schooling was in the city, and I was there 5 days a week. So I was either in their salon or I was in the classroom. So you finish that and you have to do a whole bunch of exams, and then you try and find a salon, and you're like, can I be an apprentice? Meaning that you're working under somebody's like red seal, which you get as a journeyman. And so you're working there, and you just are trying to get as many hours as possible, doing everything from like cutting, coloring, even just like sweeping hair around the salon. And then eventually, when you have all your hours, you apply for some government exams. So you do a whole bunch of you do written theory exams, you do like on mannequins, on people, all this stuff, and eventually you become your own journeyman. And then you can officially work at a salon as like a full-time stylist. And that's kind of like how you get to like where everyone else is and what I'm trying to do.
Nice. And so what was it that made you choose Snippers Salon to be an apprentice here?
Well, I was raised in Devon my entire life. I've been here all 19 years. So I wanted somewhere close to home that I knew was like a nice like small town salon, but with those like Edmonton vibes. Like, it's when people come into the salon, they're always surprised on how big it is, on like the services that we provide. So I wanted those like kind of like nice, like open, welcoming, like downtown vibes, but close to home, out of the city, but like we're 20 minutes out of the city. Like, it's nice. People can still come to us and find us. And, you know, so like that's what kind of like drawn me to Snippers, like location, like everyone's so nice and so sweet. And like, they were just able to like give me that opportunity that it's really hard for young stylists to find.
For sure. And do you have a favorite service?
Honestly, you know, I have a few. I used to hate men's cuts, and now I actually really enjoy men's cuts. They're really fun. Most men get like around the same-ish thing, so it's like nice to be able to like watch my progress in that. But like my all-time favorite that I've always enjoyed is doing like a scalp massage, like a deep condition. It transforms the hair. Like you'd be so surprised, and it makes people just like feel nice. It's like a facial for your hair. It's lovely. Yeah.
That's so nice. And what would you say is the best part of your job?
Best part of my job is just like coming into work and being able to just like talk to people and being able to like move. Like, I could not do a job where I'm sitting all day. It would honestly be the worst. So being able to just like see people and make them feel beautiful and like make sure like everyone's like doing okay and like being able to chat, like just like learning about people and being around them is just amazing.
And is there a hairstyle that you enjoy doing the most?
Oh my gosh, what do I enjoy doing the most? I love doing vivid colors, like when it does come to that. Like, obviously I have vivids. I think like everyone should do vivid at some point. Like, they're so fun and colorful. Like, they're truly the best.
A statement for sure.
Yes.
And what is your favorite hair trend right now?
Hair trend right now? I'm really enjoying like people getting like long layers and then doing that like 90s blowout. I think it's so beautiful. I am like trying hard to like learn how to do it and like all that, because like it's just so amazing. So like me being able to like give them that base of like long layers, and we're gonna do like really heavy face framing and all that, and then like seeing that like people are able to like do things by themselves and like not having to like come in and get like a roller set every week, like it's really amazing. So like, yeah, that like 90s blowout soft curl, that's the best.
And what is the craziest hair that either you've done or you've had? Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Like my hair, I get a different color every time. So like the craziest hair I've had was for my graduation. I did like giant like poofy braids, and I had like blue and pink hair. It's like what I did. But like the craziest hair I've done, I just did like a multicolor like green balayage on someone. Ooh. So like that was really fun. It was like, I loved it. I got to do like 3 different types of green. Like it was long, but it was good. And then like I got to do, a guy wanted this like disconnected mullet with like different like lengths and then like mullet vibes. I also really like that. That was really fun to do. So like I don't know, I do a lot of fun hair. People love to just like, the other girls like love to give me like the craziest hair to do. So like I try and do things like that, and like I don't know. So those are probably like the most fun and craziest.
That's so cool. And I bet that'd probably be a really great learning experience in each of those, because it's such a specific set of like standards.
Well, yeah, like the one guy, he was like, yeah, well, like I don't know, like I've had like the fades, I've had everything, I don't want that. I want like lines, like put lines in my head so like people like know where the difference was. I was like, okay, like that's a pretty big change, like are you sure you want that? And he was like, yep, like give it to me. So like yeah, it's definitely interesting.
And what would you say are some of your strengths when it comes to hair?
Some of my strengths, probably, I think I'm really good at like telling people like what like the hair needs, like the care version of it, like what products are going to work really well in your hair, how are we going to make your hair like the healthiest it can be. And then like I think I'm pretty good at cutting hair. I think I do a lot of haircuts. That's like kind of my thing that I'm getting into. So I'd probably say like a men's cut, even like anything like that.
Yeah, you just cut my mom's hair the other day.
Yeah, exactly. I just cut your mom's hair the other day.
She loved it.
I'm so glad.
That was great. You did that well. 10 out of 10.
I did it in the living room. It was really good. It was pretty professional.
And what would you say is your favorite hair care brand?
Oh my gosh, my favorite haircut?
Hair care brand.
Oh, hair care brand.
Yeah. Or haircut. You could do that too.
Well, my favorite hair care brand, there's a lot. I really love, it's called 11. So it's 11 Australia. And I love it. I think everything that comes out of there, like, they show that they care. They have so many different products, and I find it really nice. Like, I love all the brands that we carry, but like especially their like styling products I really like. Like, my favorite product is their hair oil, actually. It smells like watermelon candies. Like, you know, the little like gummies? Yeah. It smells exactly like that. Oh my gosh. It's like, it's already amazing for that. It, like, I love it, like, saves on my drying time, like, because, like, some people have so much hair, and drying it's the worst, so being able to, like, put that on, and it, like, leaves a nice shine, and it's smooth, and, oh my gosh, I love the brand, like, the men's, like, little, like, pucks that you can get, amazing, just everything they have, I think is just perfect.
And what would you say is do you have a favorite haircut?
Favorite haircut? I love long layers on women. I think, like, people want that, like, blunt cut, but it can, like, drag down the face sometimes, and, like, just those, like, few layers that, like, you don't even have to notice when you curl it or, like, do anything with it. You just, like, it adds a little bit of, like, flow to the hair.
Mm-hmm. And what skills do you think every hairstylist needs?
Oh, my gosh. I think skills that every hairstylist should need, they need to be able to just, like, do the basics. Like, once you have the basics, you can build on it. That's like what school has taught me, is like that's what you learn, and then you like come into the field and you find your niche and you find those like little tricks of the trade kind of thing. Just like the basics, being able to get like a color on the roots, being able to just do like a straight line is a lot harder than you would think. Making sure that like sides are even, and like honestly I think a really good skill is like how to cut bangs. Is like that's something you wouldn't realize, because like not everyone wants like a blunt solid line. Being able to blend it, being able to make it feathery, that's definitely something I've had to work on, and then now that I have it, it's so easy in and out. Like I can do them, so definitely those.
Yeah, I am the world's worst hairdresser hairstylist, so I have so much respect for like all the work that you do for us.
It's a lot more difficult than people would think.
Yeah. Like how you were talking about, oh, you might think it's easy to do a straight line. Like, I can't even draw one. So genuinely, like, I believe you. Do you have a holy grail product that you just think is amazing?
Right now, actually, I know I love 11, but it's not 11, actually. It's Matrix's, it's called Food for Soft. It's brand new. It's brand new to our line, and it's amazing. I didn't realize like how easily it would like transform hair, but it just like adds that softness and like moisture, and it's amazing. And it has, what was it when they described it to us, like avocado oil, which like people are raving about right now, and then hyaluronic acid, which like people are putting on their face. It like makes your skin soft, it makes your hair even softer. Like yeah, it's so amazing. I just did my mom's hair the other day and I used it. I'm like, your hair has never felt nicer. I'm like, this is genuinely amazing. Like, we have like big liters of it. We're like halfway through. Like, we just got this in like 2 weeks ago and we're like, this stuff is amazing. And like, yeah, so probably that right now, at least for that.
And is there, I guess we kind of talked about this. Is there a hair color style that you think everyone should try at least once in their lifetime?
Well, everyone should try Vivid. Yeah, whether it's like a peekaboo, just like little streaks, even like just like tinsel or like a little extension, like something, because like they're so fun and like it adds confidence to people, and like you wouldn't realize, because like especially if like you enjoy dressing in like neutrals or whatever, like adding a pop of color, like it's amazing. I know neutrals are the trend for like everything, but like I don't think Vivids can go out of style, and it's nice because you can always change it too. So yeah,
absolutely. And where do you see Snippers Salon in the next 5 years?
Oh my gosh. Well, I already think Snippers is very trendy and very fun, but I see it like just going up. Like, we're always bringing in new things, adding new styles, like we changing the layout all the time. So I see it as like still this like really nice like small town vibes, but you come in and you're like, oh my gosh. And you're like, what is going on in here? And like just like seeing more people like even like coming from the city and like just like out of town and stuff, and I see it being the same but like even more like fun and poppy, and just like doing like staying up to date with the trends and just like doing all that.
For sure. And if you could describe Snippers Salon in 3 words, what would they be and why?
Oh my gosh, I think creative is a big word. I think Snippers is super creative and everyone has their own styles. I think like inviting, like not only for like me being a new stylist here have they been inviting, but like having everyone around town coming in and doing that. And oh my gosh, I need one more word. Creative, inviting, and just like close knit almost. Like we see each other every day. It's not like we're on like shift work where it's like, oh my gosh, I hope I work with Vanessa. I always hope I get to work with Vanessa because I see her every day. Like just like things like that.
That's awesome. And then my last question here will be, what is the best piece of advice you've received throughout your life?
Oh my gosh, the best piece of advice is just like always continuing your education. Always. That is what every single person has taught me. Like it's not like you can get like a doctorate in hairstyling or anything. So finding that outside education is just like so important. Taking a class every month and making sure you're staying up to date. Like I'm always trying, and I think it's something that like not only every stylist, but just like everybody should be doing, is just like keeping that education going, because it never ends. We are going to be doing some hair tinsel today. So I'm going to be doing one bead on Rochelle, and then Bridget, you're going to do one bead on the other side, and then we'll switch, and we're going to do like the same thing. So I already color matched the beads just because it was a little quicker that way. So they both got the same brown because they're both pretty similar in shade. So we're just going to make sure that like it doesn't stand out too much. And then she chose this beautiful red color. So I looped it on the beads and I just tied it on, and now we're gonna put them in. So first, grab our clip, and we just wanna section it out because we wanna be able to see the bead. So if we can see the bottom of the clip, we can see the bottom of the bead. I'm gonna clip, and you just need like a really tiny little section, like this. And you take our little looper tool, you put the hair through it, and then you're gonna take one of our beads and you're just gonna slide all the way till the hair, and then you just pull until it comes out, and then you have your little bead on the hair. You find the hair again because it gets lost in the tinsel. So you're holding the piece of hair, and then you grab the pliers, because you use needle nose pliers. You grab it, and you're going to push it up to the root, and you want your hand flat, is that the right word? You can push the hair, and then you just push on the pliers, and you're done. And your piece of hair tinsel is there. You put the hair back, pull out the tinsel, and then obviously it is way too long for her hair. It normally is. So you just take any pair of scissors, take it, match it up. I like to do it a little bit longer than where the hair ends because it bounces up. And then you chop. And there you go. And there's your first piece of hair tinsel.
Ooh.
I know, it's pretty fancy. And then you just throw this out.
Bridget, are you ready?
No, I realized like now that I'm supposed to do it, and I was like,
You're gonna do great.
Okay, do you want to turn Rochelle, or like, will it be good if you're doing one over here?
Sure, should I, or should I put them both in the same spot? What do you think would be better?
It's really up to you, as long as like it's able to see it and stuff. If I do it on this side.
I think so. Sure.
Perfect. Okay, so first we're gonna make our little section. So here's your clip. Okay, so you're gonna open the clip. Okay, and you're gonna go into the hair. You can also do it with your finger if you want. If you can see your finger, you'll be able to see the bead. So can you see your finger through it?
Yeah, no.
Maybe do a little less. Okay. So you're just gonna flip it over and you're gonna clip it into place.
I just don't know what I think the logo will show if I do it the other way.
There we go. Okay. Now this is like the actual part. Okay, maybe I'll come over to your side.
Please do. You don't trust me?
Okay, so you have pinkies.
Yes.
Perfect. That's like the number one thing you need.
Perfect.
Okay, so you're just gonna pick up a little bit of hair, just like that. Okay. Just like the teeniest, tiniest bit. Yeah. No, that's all good. Okay, so now you're gonna take your looper tool and you're gonna put the hair through this. Yeah, perfect. Let it down. No, you wanna keep holding on to that piece of hair. This is, yeah. And then see the little bead? You're gonna grab the bead and push up. Keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing. Perfect. And now you're gonna let go of the piece of hair and we're gonna pull this. So now it's on. So you're gonna find that little piece of hair. Yeah. So you're gonna grab it just like that. Here, hold on to that. Perfect. And now you're gonna take your pliers. You're gonna hold it with your other hand.
Yikes.
Okay. So you're gonna put it on the bead. You're gonna slide it up. Up, up, up. And then you're gonna pinch. Perfect. And then let go. And there you go! Wow! You did it!
I did it! Really good job.
Yeah, and then we can pull out the piece of tinsel.
Perfect.
And there you go. And now we can cut it in.
That was so nerve-wracking.
How? Wow. It's fine. It's not like I got you to cut her hair or anything.
That's true. This is like the easiest thing. Cool! So
exactly. So I'm going to take it. We're just going to chop it. And I can do this. You know how scissors work. And there you go.
Oh, really? That's so cute.
Okay, now Shell, it's your turn.
Oh, I was born ready for this.
Are you?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I was not.
I haven't asked are you right-handed?
Yeah.
Oh, perfect. I never asked you, I just assumed. Perfect. So Bridget chose this like kind of like cleary white color with hers. So all I'm doing is I'm just looping it on the tool. I'm just putting the bead through the little thing. Yeah, but there's like a million different little ways you can do this. I found this as the most like efficient, most best way to do it.
Is there one where like people tie it to the actual hair?
Yeah, there is, but I find that it's just like hard because then you only get one strand.
Yeah, I would say that's very like tedious and take like a lot of time.
It is, especially like lots of like younger kids get this, and it's kind of so then you have like a 10-year-old in your chair moving their hair and stuff. Yeah. Okay, so I'll do that side, and then you can do this side. Good. And you're gonna do so good, just like how Bridget did.
Just like how Bridget did.
Just how Bridget does.
Hope you can be as good as me.
I don't know if I can be.
So when I take my piece, I want to be able to like see my finger.
Okay.
Because that way you're going to be able to see the hair. Take it. Clip it. And we're just taking a little baby piece of hair just like that. Okay. And then you're going to have your looper. You're going to put it in. Okay? You're going to keep holding on to the piece of hair.
That's where I messed up.
Obviously you didn't.
I'm not letting go. And you're going to take your bead and you're going to slide it forward till it gets to here. You're just going to keep pulling and the hair's going to come through. Then you can put that down. And you got to find the little piece of hair. You're going to grab it if you don't lose it. There you go. Okay. And then you're going to grab your pliers. You're going to put it on the bead. You're going to slide it up to the root, and you're going to pinch. And you're going to pinch again because it didn't close all the way. And there you go.
Ooh.
Oh, I forgot how fun hair tinsel
Oh, that looks so good in your hair.
And you're going to put it down, and then we can cut it to length.
Yay.
And Bridget's hair is pretty long. There's only a few people where I haven't actually had to cut it, so.
Oh, whoa, I could not imagine.
Mine I didn't have to cut for a while.
But you had a really long
There you go. Okay, are you ready?
Oh, I'm so ready.
What's this? Okay, let me come over to your side. Okay. So first, you want to grab your little section.
We want like it to see the finger, right?
Yeah, perfect, just like that. Then we're going to flip it over and clip it into place. Beautiful little clip.
Is
Yeah.
that too small?
Nope, that's good. And here's your little tool. Do you want me to hold the little tool?
Yeah, maybe.
There you go. And now you slide the bead.
I don't know. I keep on pulling Bridget's hair and I don't need to do
That's
that.
okay.
Sorry, Bridget.
You're good.
Beauty is pain. Perfect. Okay, so yeah, you keep holding on to that little piece of hair.
Okay.
And now you're gonna take your pliers.
Okay. Sorry, Bridget.
Perfect. Now you're gonna pinch.
Do a little again. I don't think I closed it. Is that good?
Let me see. Sometimes the bead gets stuck on. Yeah, there you go.
Perfect. Look at
And
us.
there you go.
It's just working here.
Yeah, this is it. That's all. That's all.
This is the new. No, just hair tinsel.
Yeah, just that.
Perfect. And then we just pull it out. And there you go. See, like her hair's
so
longer on this
good.
side. There you go. And that's how you do hair tinsel. And it's so fun. You're very welcome.
Hey everyone, welcome
hello.
back. We just finished up at Snippers Salon.
You can't really see.
I
You can
love
see
it.
Yours looks so pretty. It's giving aquamarine.
It really is.
And I love that for
I'm
you.
gonna go home and straighten my hair, and then it'll
It's gonna look great.
really awesome. Super fun, such nice people, great stories, great vibes, great times. Check them out.
Hi, everyone.
Hi guys. Welcome back to our channel. It's been a hot minute.
Yes, it has. So we decided, since we kind of focused on beauty a bit this week, we kind of wanted to take a step back and talk a bit about the beauty standards in social media and just kind of everywhere. Yeah. So you want to start us off?
Yeah, so this week we visited Snippers Salon and Slash Studio, which are both different kind of boutiques. Snippers focuses on hair and aesthetic.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the way you would say that. And Slash Studio focuses on lashes. Well, I shouldn't say obviously, because people might not know that. It's just crazy, like, how society's standards of beauty have changed over the years. And even in discussions that we've had with people way more qualified in the world of beauty than I am, because may I just
Then we are.
Well, you know how to do makeup. I think you're more qualified than I am. Didn't you take Cosmo?
Yeah, in high school.
Yeah, so she took Cosmo.
Whatever.
So she's slightly more qualified than I am. I know absolutely nothing. I'm merely a bystander in like all of this. But even in discussions with them, just how over the years standards have changed, relationships with like client worker has changed, and just how crazy all of that change has been, I guess.
Yeah. It's like, it's very strange because, like, for me too, like, I think it's changed so much, and then you kind of look back at beauty, like, regimens and, like, the earlier days, and they're doing the exact same thing. Like, there's something called, like, clown lung, and so drag queens would get it because there was some sort of, like, chemical in this, like, setting powder that would get into your lungs and make it, like, I don't know if it was, like, bubbly. Yeah, there was something happened with your lungs. So, like, it's crazy to see how different it's changed. And, like, people are like, oh, it's so much better now, blah, blah, and it's really not. Like, it's just, like, different chemicals, different struggles, really. But
and I think we're kind of stepping in the right direction. I think nowadays is far more, I don't want to say inclusive, but, like, kind of getting to a point where we're being inclusive for, like, all types of people and all ways that people want to express themselves and live their lives.
100%.
Obviously, we have a lot more room to grow, but steps in the right direction of, like, inclusivity. And also, I think, too, I think I heard, I could be wrong, I hope I'm not wrong because I'm saying it now, but Canada is looking to ban, like, products that aren't cruelty-free.
oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure if I read the article correctly, Canada's moving towards, like, no cruelty for animals, and, like, animal testing on products and stuff, like skincare, makeup, all that sort of thing, which I am super excited about because it's one of the small things I try to do of, like, not use products that
I tested on cute little animals.
Exactly. Like, or, like, that don't. It's actually crazy. I was at Shoppers Drug Mart yesterday. Story time, guys. I went to Shoppers Drug Mart because I needed a new face wash because my skin has been breaking out. So I go to Shoppers Drug Mart. The face washes there are like $15.
I don't understand when we, like, switched over to Sephora because, yeah, like, I'll get a foundation there for, like, $25. I'm like, what am I doing here?
And it was crazy because in my brain, I'm like, these, like, some of them are cruelty-free, whatever. Or I can go to the Body Shop and spend an extra $3.
Yeah.
And I know it's cruelty-free. I know they support charities and, like, give back to communities. And I'm like, okay, well, now I'm just going to leave Shoppers Drug Mart and go to, like, the Body Shop. But I was just mind blown because I remember getting, like, $8 foundation from Shoppers Drug Mart. Actually though. And now everything is so expensive in the beauty world and just in general. Like, the groceries, wow.
The economy now, that's a different video though. Yeah, no, it's a lot more expensive, and I think it's just, especially nowadays, I think people know that they can get away, like, sadly, they can get away with making them those prices because they know that people are going to buy them. Like, I complain about the prices all the time, but I will be, like, as soon as my foundation runs out, I'll run and grab a new one. Or, like, my concealer, you know what I mean? So I think it's unfortunate that they're kind of taking advantage of, and I'm not saying everyone who wears makeup is insecure and, like, all that stuff, but they are, to some extent, kind of taking advantage of people who, you know, are not so insecure about themselves and don't like their skin or don't like the way their cheeks look, or, like, you know, it's sad.
Yeah, or even just do it for fun, you know what I mean? Like, that, absolutely. Or just regardless of why you're using the makeup, I think it's just unfair. And this branches off into multiple other things as well, of, like, jacking up prices of things, but being able to do it because you know people are going to buy it. You know, and that kind of goes back to, like, back in the day when people read magazines. I don't know if people still do. I was talking to my sister.
I don't think so.
Right? I was talking to my sister the other day about TV and like real TV, not like Netflix or Crave or
like
this, like TELUS Optic TV. Like it's not like live TV to an extent. And we were talking about real TV, and I was like, I don't even know many people aside from people who watch sports, because sports are always live. But other than sports, I'm like, what are people watching?
Even sports now, they have like an NHL like thing that you can sign up for. The only reason I know that is because my brother, but you can like watch it on your phone now. Pretty wild.
Like, how crazy is that? And I swear this has a point. My point was, back in the day when people watched TV and read magazines, like, I remember grocery shopping with my mom and then looking at just magazine covers as we were checking out. And just the titles of things of, like, summer fast body, cake recipe on page 3, like, just the variety of, like, here's how to lose weight. Here's a recipe that's not going to help you lose weight. And it's just like these ideas and these standards that society is setting of like, this is what you should be looking for. Because it's literally on the magazine covers as you are checking out. You know?
And I think it's like the same thing to a certain extent through like Instagram. Like you're scrolling through Instagram and it's the exact same way. You scroll and you see like this Instagram girl who has like the perfect body and is like working out. And you scroll and you see an ad for McDonald's. You're like, well, now I want McDonald's. Like it's,
No, absolutely. And I think Instagram and social media have such amazing things to offer of like connecting you with people from around the world, opening up your gaze to like different lifestyles and different things that people do, like so many great things. But there's also that super toxic aspect of before anything gets posted on social media, people always look over it. You know what I mean? People always post their... I've read before, it's like social media is your highlight reel, not your day-to-day life. And I think being a kid who maybe has... I'm not saying kids are dumb. I truthfully believe kids are super smart. I just mean like you're more impressionable when you're young.
100%.
And so... But even like people my age, I'm not a kid. I'm like 22. Kind of old. Anyway.
Perfect.
No, but I just mean that the younger you are, the more impressionable you are. And so when you give kids access to this technology and all these ideas that come rushing at them, I think it can be overwhelming and I don't know, is it human nature to compare yourself to other people? I'm like super curious because I feel like a lot of people do it.
I think it must be because like I feel like it's human nature to be perfect.
To want to be perfect,
What can I say? So I think it's very, I think if someone says that they have not once in their life compared themselves to someone else or been like, oh, I wish I looked like that, I think they'd be lying. Because like I think that's, even like if it's a small little like, oh, I wish, and they're like, oh, no, I don't wish, like I love myself. I think there's always that little like bad voice in the back of your head, which sucks. But
I saw this post once that this girl's mom, I don't know who it is, I just quote this girl's mom in case anyone ever sees it, and then she's like, that was me that said that. Anyway, this girl's mom once said, your first thought is what society has trained you to think. Your second thought is who you really are. And, like, in your example of, like, oh, I wish I looked like that. Oh, no, I don't. Like, and so I thought that was really interesting. Because it's, like, I think she's a different example, but I think it applies here nonetheless. Because, I don't know, there's just always that idea of, like, needing more, wanting to be prettier, and needing the makeup, or needing the next best thing. But I don't know if people realize there always seems to be a next best thing. Yes. Always. And not that I know much, because here I am, like, with my phone and my computer, and like I put on makeup and like do all these things that here I am talking against. I don't mean to be talking against them. There's nothing wrong with wearing makeup. Like I think that if you're doing it to make yourself happy, that's awesome. But if you're doing it in order to gain a reaction from other people, I think that's where you're losing some of the, I don't know, I think you're losing some of yourself in that sense. 100%. 100%. Yeah. I don't know. No, I completely agree with you. Kind of getting back on topics to why we started this video. The reason why we bring all of that up is because I think it's very important for you to do stuff for yourself. And if you find someone who is going to do that for you, whether that's the hairdresser, whether that's an esthetician, whether that's a lash tech, you want to make sure that they have good intentions for you and they're not doing it
in a negative way. And I'm kind of going to go into that more because I don't know if that makes sense or not. But I think that you should find someone who's beautiful on the inside. I think you should find someone who doesn't just want the money but cares about how you feel. And you want them to be like friends with you. Like if you're getting like, I think almost everyone said in the interviews that we had this week, we're saying that it's a very personable job. Like you're right there. Like you're 1 minute you're hi, like my name's Rochelle. The next minute you're like they're giving you basically a shower. So yeah, you want to find someone who you're comfortable with and someone who you don't need to kind of compete with, if that makes sense. Because I feel like a lot of the time in the industries, like these girls are gorgeous because it's what they love to do. Like they love to do makeup, hair, whatever. And so it can be very intimidating. And I think a lot of the times they don't have the best attitude towards people. Not like, thankfully, the people that we talked to were amazing and super sweet. And like the vibes that they gave off and like the stores and the studios were just very homey. And you could tell that everyone in there just were very like kind souls. But yeah, I definitely think that's important to kind of keep in mind when going to find someone who's going to do a service for you.
Absolutely. And I think along with that, sometimes people can come off as intimidating because of maybe how they look or how they present themselves. And so finding someone that matches your vibe is what I think Rochelle is getting at, of like what's important, of like finding the vibe of a person who understands what you're going through, understand how your skin reacts to whatever ingredient. I'm going to use sulfites because my sister's allergic to that, for example. Like understanding that you can't use certain things, or that you're trying to get a certain look for your hair, you're trying to do something new. And the better relationship you develop with whomever it is, whether it be like a hairstylist or a lash tech or a nail person, literally anyone in the entire world, the better your relationship with them is, the more they're able to help you in the services that you want for yourself. Because 100%. In turn, everything is all for you and about you. And I think that was one of the big things that I got from this week, is when talking to everyone, it was very much like, do what's best for you, not what's best. Like, do what you think is best for you, not what other people are kind of telling you.
100%, yeah.
Which I think, especially with social media and nowadays, and kind of like what we were talking about, the whole highlight reel, comparing yourself to others, like, it's a really big thing of making sure that what you're doing is for you and making you happy, as opposed to like, oh, well, I saw this girl with blonde hair on Instagram and she looked like she was having a great time, so I need blonde hair because she had blonde hair.
Yeah. I think a good example of that is finding like someone who really cares about their client is Sarah. I don't know if we got this on camera. It might have been when we were talking off camera. But she does one of my friend's lashes, and she's allergic to almost any lash glue. Like, it's very hard for her to find a lash tech who has glue that will work for her. And Sarah was like, you know what, we'll figure that out. She came, she bought like a couple different types of glue, did like research too, because all of the glue that she got wasn't working on her eyes, and made sure that she had something so my friend could keep on coming back to her to get her lashes done. And I think that's something so small, but also shows how much she cares about her clients. So
yeah, absolutely. Like, allergies are a really big thing, and I think no one understands that unless they have them, or they have someone in their life who has them. And especially with like beauty products too. Like, my cousin once got lash glue that she was like allergic to, and I'm pretty sure she was like crying all the time and like had to get
it's rough. Like anywhere near your eyes, like it's rough. Yeah.
And so like that's a really even vulnerable position for your friend to be in, of like, I'm always allergic to the lash glue, but I really want to get them done. Like, can you help? And having someone who's not like, this is what I use, these are my products, I stand by them.
Yeah.
Having someone be like, let's work together, let's figure it out. Let's, you know.
Or like even the fact that she went above and beyond and was like, I'm going to do my research. Like, I don't want you to go home and like try and find something and bring it to me and we'll try it out. Like, I'm going to do research. I'm going to see what you are allergic to, and let's figure out if there's something that we can do about it. I think that's very important, and it shows that she enjoys what she's doing.
Yeah, and I think that was so evident in like everyone we talked to this
100%,
week, especially in one of the questions we often ask was like, what's a myth, or what's something, I forget how he worded it. Something like, what's something you wish people knew about your job?
Oh,
or
yeah.
What's an online like hack that you like don't agree with or do agree with?
Oh, like
something,
a trend.
Yeah, a trend, something like that. And they were all like super honest of like, there are things you can do by yourself at home. But there's also things that like sometimes it works better when you have someone who knows what they're doing.
Yeah.
You know? And I mean, sure, you can, in any job, you can always be like, oh no, you always need to get a professional to do it.
Yeah.
But like owning up to the fact of like, yeah, hypothetically, there are some good YouTube tutorials and you should use this person if you're going to use them. But you could also come in and we can like work it out for you.
Yeah.
Which I just thought was cute because it's like, you know, understanding that not everyone has the financial capabilities of coming to a salon every other week or getting their lashes done every other week.
100%.
Even though that's kind of like drilled in, especially with, keep coming back to social media and like now Instagram has just introduced like threads. I don't know if you saw that.
I don't know what it is. I'm too old to realize what it is, if I'm being so honest.
My mom asked me. I'm pretty sure it's like Twitter, but on Instagram.
I think so, but I thought you needed to download a different app. I didn't know it was
you do.
on...
You have to download the app to get it, but apparently now to like get rid of it, you have to delete your Instagram account. And I'm like, that's why I didn't download it because I don't care that much.
That's so funny.
But I don't know why I brought that up, so I apologize.
I've been wanting to know what it was. That's great.
I just think it's funny how like there's always new things in social media and another one you have to like start keeping up with. And I was just, I don't know, I'm like, maybe I should just delete it all because like it's kind of a bit much. So
Yeah.
But no, there are good aspects of it too. I mean, you can learn a lot of like cool hacks. My mom loves the Instagram hacks. Like
me and your mom both. I love that.
It's so funny. But no, back to our point. Hair, makeup, lashes, whatever you want to get done, whatever works for you. I think that's what the point I am trying to make is like anything you do for you.
Yes.
Which is far easier said than done. I know. We all know. We've all been there doing things for like, because you saw someone else do it or because you think it'll get someone else's attention. It's the best one. But you are gorgeous and beautiful and stunning in your own way. And that's hard to realize sometimes.
Yes.
But I cannot, dig into it.
Yeah. I saw this thing on TikTok and I absolutely love it. And anytime I think about like altering my face at all, I just think about this. Your face is like generations back, if that makes sense. Like you have like your great great grandpa's eyes and like your great 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 grandma's. Like I think that's so cute. Or like when people like look like Greek gods or whatever, I'm like, that's so cute. Like I love when people have personality on their face. Like don't get me wrong, Instagram girlies, gorgeous. If you get your lips done, whatever, like you're gorgeous. But I love when people kind of just embrace like the non-traditional beauty standards. I think that's great. Like I love seeing that and it makes me happy.
I completely agree. And I also hate that they're called like non-traditional beauty standards because the fact that there's even like standards for beauty doesn't really make sense to me because everyone looks so different and every body is so different and every face is so different because we all came from different like generations of people. So naturally we are not all going to look the same. And it's just so frustrating because people are so much better than like you're like sliced up to be, you know what I mean? Like
100%.
people are like, oh, well, I don't like this or I don't like that.
Yeah.
And honestly, the best insult I think you can get is when someone insults the way you look because that's like so low on the scale of importance.
100%.
Like they literally have nothing else to go after.
Yeah, like they can't go after your personality because you're great.
Exactly. They can't go after your smarts, can't go after like your fun. Like literally have nothing that they're like, well, you're ugly. And like the things other people say have nothing to do with who you are and only have to do with who they are. So
oof.
Mic drop. Takes off the mic, drops it.
I hate that. Yeah, no, I think you're 100% right with that. And I think, just you do you. I think it's important that if you are, kind of to close up everything,
if you are wanting to do the beauty stuff, like I'm gonna go get my lashes done if I'm being so serious.
I always get acrylic nails.
Yeah, so my nails are usually always done.
Not knocking it
at all. But we're saying that you need to make sure that you find someone who is not doing it for the wrong reason, is not being like, you need to get your lips done. You have thin, ugly lips. No one's gonna love you. Like,
because of your lips?
Yeah, like, you don't want someone like that. But you're gonna be like, oh, you know what, you're gorgeous, but I understand if this is an insecurity of yours. Like, we can 100% put some filler in there. Or like, you know, you want to find someone who's a best friend and who's gonna treat you like a best friend, and not someone who is gonna tear you down just so they can make money and make you look like everyone else.
Yeah, absolutely. And someone who also, this was brought up a couple times too with the salon and all that, but sometimes they even know better than you what you want.
100%.
You know, like when you come in and are feeling like overwhelmed and are like, I just need to cut my hair off. And they're like, do you, or do you need like a coffee?
Yeah. Yeah, do you want to talk?
Let's reiterate. Yeah, exactly. And then you have a conversation. Like that's another thing we were talking about. Going to the salon is like free
therapy. Yeah. If you get with the right people, it literally is free therapy. Like it's great.
And find people that work for you with what you want. Do only the things that you want. And trying stuff out is fun too. I've dyed my hair before. It was super fun. Super fun.
I always dye my hair. Yeah.
I made the mistake of chopping it off myself, starting to.
It looked so good. And then we made the mistake of dyeing it blonde and didn't have enough toner.
Oh, that was
next episode we do Bridget's hair.
No, we
Perfect.
don't. We don't. Sorry, everyone. You know, you're on the edge of your seat wanting that, but we're not gonna.
Not happening.
That, so. No. But yeah. Wrapping up. You are beautiful. You is kind. You is smart. You is important.
Who says that?
It's from The Help. She's like Southern, and that was a really bad Southern accent.
Oh, yes.
I don't know why I always say it like that, because she does not sound anything like that. Like
I love that.
You is kind, you is smart, you is important.
She says it to the little girl, right?
Yeah, the little baby.
That's so cute.
She says it to her daughter every night. It's just so cute, everyone, and now I just like to pass it on.
What's that movie? What a good movie.
Turn this off. Go watch The Help.
Yeah, but thank you guys for sitting down with us. I know this was kind of all over the place, but we just wanted to make sure that if we were kind of highlighting some kind of beauty-related things, we wanted to make sure that you guys knew that it is important to not just go to some place that has like 1 million Instagram followers, because you want to know the person and you want to get to know the people. And thankfully this week we've had just amazing people talk to us. Everyone from Snippers Salon, Sarah from Lash Studios. So it's been a great week. We just wanted to touch base and let you guys know that you're beautiful the way you are. You don't need anything. But if you are going to get something, do your research and do it for you.